Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, I did finish the week with, let's see, 20 wins and 5 losses for a win rate of exactly 80%. So, pleased that I did meet my goal of 80%. So, that I'm pleased about. I didn't have a strong week like I've had the last previous, I don't know, month. The last few weeks I've had really strong weeks of like 90% plus. So, yeah, I was down a little bit, but like I said, I made my weekly goals 80%, and that's what I'm happy with. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So with that said, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and like the video. These take a long time to make, and I make them so you guys can learn. This is how you learn and understand why I took what I did and what I was looking at. So these recaps, something you should be watching over and over and over, because this will help you tremendously. So with that said, you can go on Twitter and you can see the timestamps. That's why I post them in Discord with timestamps, because that way people can say that they're done in real time, that I didn't do it an hour or two after the fact. I did it right in real time. And if you're new to the channel and new to my videos, I also have a Trade Ideas channel in the room where I post 2 to 3 trades in the morning before open, 10 minutes before the bell rings, and throughout the day of plays before I take them, so that way you guys can make your own decision if you're going to take them or not, or if you like it or whatever. So also, this is not financial advice. It never is. This is for educational purposes only, and if you do take it, then you need to use your own discretion and risk management and stuff like that. So with that said, let's see, Monday I had 5 wins and 1 loss, and the first loss of the day was SPY right out of the gate. Now, I said in the Trade Ideas channel Monday, let's see, what did I say? Make sure my mic and everything is still working. Sometimes things just don't work. Apple puts under 169.75 and SPY calls over 443. Monday right here. Now, I said SPY calls over 443. Which day? Right here? Right here. And the 443 is right up here, pre-market high. I did break it right here, but when we opened, it opened here and it started to drop right away, and I thought for sure that it was gonna just dump right here, so I grabbed the 440 puts to 247, and I ended up stopping out of the $1.35. So yeah, it was a fake out, and I think I got caught on a couple fake outs, so I've been kind of waiting out the first 10 minutes or so because of this. I mean, when it was happening at the time, it went straight down right at the bell, and I thought for sure it was gonna flush and go down to 438 or something. So, but it didn't. It quickly rebounded. It was a complete trap, which has been happening a lot this past week. So that was the first loss. Then I ended up switching to Microsoft calls. I mean, I could have taken it right there, but I think that I was a little annoyed that that happened. So I was watching Microsoft at the same time. So right here, I grabbed Microsoft at 956. The SPY ones, I had 440 puts at 247. So yeah. Then I grabbed Microsoft right here because it dropped and it came and it stayed within this little range right here. Then it decided to pop right over this candle area right here. I like when it does this stuff right here because it has this little fake out and it like goes sideways for a candle. Then it just reverses the other direction, and when it breaks this area right here, the 309 area, that's where I grabbed it. I grabbed a 315 calls at 297, and it went from 297 to 370. So that was a nice little push right there. Then I just gave it all back. Then I went back to SPY puts. Let's see. Make sure I get the right day here. Oh yeah, this was the day I kept trying to get the top. I kept trying to guess the top. I grabbed it at 11.11 444 puts. 11.11, which is right here. The double top over the RCT trend line right here. This is where I ended up grabbing it right in here. I grabbed the 444 puts at $1.70, and they went to $1.70 to $1.80. I got it. I remember that it was just chopping, and I thought for sure it was going to dump. But one thing I was noticing that when price gets too far away from the 20 EMA, which is the blue line, one of two things happens. One is it drops down to it, or two, it chops and brings it to the price, then goes higher. And in this case, I grabbed it right here and it just chopped, and I did manage to get out green slightly, and then it ripped higher. It was chopping to bring the moving average to it instead of just dropping. See, because right here, got away from it, then it dropped to the 20 EMA. It didn't quite chop, but right here it chopped. So you got to watch out for that when they get too far away from the moving averages. One or two things happens, and this time it was the chop, bringing the moving average up to it. So only a 10 cents win, but whatever. I did recognize that right off the bat, and when it turned green and got green, I got out green, so I wasn't too worried about that. But I kept trying to guess the top a lot on this play, and I don't know why I was doing that, but I just didn't feel comfortable chasing it, because it was down here at 440 and it's up here at 445. You just don't know what the range is going to be for the day. We've had some really sick ranges of $10, $15, and obviously we're not going to have ranges like that all the time. So I kind of really thought that we are going to have a narrow range day, that this was pretty much going to be the top, but yeah, it just kept going. So and then I ended up grabbing SPX puts at 1257, which I think is right here. No, 1257. Right in here. Right there. Right when I had this little chop here, I broke out again, and I grabbed it right in here. I grabbed a 44.50 puts at $2.80, and then went from $2.80 to $4 on that. So doesn't need to go much. I mean, you're talking, we blow that out. Yeah, was it? What time was it? 12:57 right here. I mean, you're talking 457.60 to 447.60. I mean, that's $1 drop. So yeah, it doesn't look like much, but it is. It's $1 drop when you're playing SPX. That's quite a bit. So I did get that little play right in here. I was thinking, we were getting a fake out, and when we had this little choppy area and it popped up and it started to come back down, this is where I ended up grabbing it. So I did get out either in this candle or this candle right in here somewhere. So yeah, that was a nice little drop right there. But yeah, then it just keeps raging up. So if you play SPX with the idea of only taking 50 cents to $1, you'll end up doing really well versus trying to hold for the home runs, because the home runs happen a lot less than the 50 cents to $1. You just stick to that, and you'll end up doing a lot better. And then I ended up taking the 450 puts again at 123, which was right here. No, right here. So, okay, apparently I took it here. I dumped it here, and it came back up, and I grabbed it again right here. So, yeah, this was the first move right here in these three candles, and when it came back up, I grabbed it again at 270 instead of 280, and they went from 270 to 390 on that one. So they did pretty much the exact same move. I do like playing these little choppy channels right here, because when they have these little choppy channels right here, you can easily get $1 or $2, no problem, with SPX out of that. But the problem is if you don't play it right, and it could just go against you really quick. So it is also dangerous too to play the consolidation channels like that. But yeah, I did get the first one here, and when it came back up here, I grabbed it again right there. So this time at 10 cents cheaper at $1 at 270. So I went to 270 for 390. So basically the same kind of play. Got it there. When it got to the same price, I grabbed it again. Then it ripped more, which I really thought this was the top here. I kept guessing the top, even though I was having good wins, small wins here and there, but I I kept guessing the top because to me, it just felt like it was getting top heavy, and it just wasn't. So remember, hindsight's only 2020. So you don't. It's easy to go back and look and say, oh, you should have done this. Yeah, but in real time, you don't know that. So you got to be realistic and try to get the play right. Even though I kept trying to guess the top, then I ended up playing SPX again. This time, instead of the 4450, I played the 4460 puts at 311, which is, I think, is right here. And this candle, I chased it. Oh yeah, I remember chasing it right here. I got it right here towards the 20 EMA. I got about 260, and then went from 260 to 570. So that was a 100% win right there. But then it quickly reversed. This has been happening a lot all week long. Is that you'll get a quick dump, then a very fast snapback to new highs. This has happened quite a bit all week long. That they'll fake out, then they'll rip it into close. So that's been happening a lot. So that was Monday. Not a bad day. Just kept kind of guessing the top. Probably shouldn't have done that, but like I said, it is what it is. Then I had Baba on the first. Now in the trade ideas room, I said SPY puts under 448.50. Microsoft calls over 312. Baba puts under 124.50. The 124.50 is this area right here, pre-market low, kind of like rounded up a little bit, rounded down a little bit. Yeah, right in here is the area. I mean, it could have taken it here too, but I just rounded to a nice easy number to remember, the 124.50. And when it broke down, this is where I ended up grabbing the puts. I grabbed the 123 puts at 265, and it went to 305. Not much of a run. I know it's like 40 cents. It doesn't seem like much. When you play SPX and you get these $2 runs and drops that are half that size, you know, you just get spoiled with the SPX, and the other moves don't seem nearly as much. So then I ended up taking, I only had 2 plays on Tuesday, and the other play I had was SPY puts at right at open. And I grabbed them at, let's see, they blended in. Where is it? Right there. 943. Yeah, so dropped right here. I did wait. 943. I grabbed it right in this candle, I think. Yeah, I grabbed it in this candle. Popped back up, then it flushed. So I grabbed the 448 puts at $2.84, and they went to 374 on that little drop. And then I just didn't play. I mean, look, the rest of the day was just completely choppy. And I do remember saying in the room, if you want to take it right here over the 451, take it. And people in the room did take it. So I didn't. I just said I had enough of the chop. So I think I had things to do that day in the afternoon. I think that was the day I was preparing for a storm or something like that. I don't remember if I had to guess. So on Wednesday, let's see. Wednesday had 5 wins and 1 loss. Microsoft was out of the gate. Been watching Microsoft a lot. I will be next week too. So the second right there. A Trade Ideas channel, what I say. What's the date? The 2nd. SPY puts in a 454.50, and Microsoft calls over 311. Again, went right over 311 right here. This is where I grabbed it. I grabbed the 315 calls again, $1.48, and they went to 313. If he held all the way through, that was a nice push by Microsoft. Then I ended up taking SPY puts. I played SPY a lot this week. I play SPY a lot anyways. It's so predictable most of the time. Okay, I played SPY puts at 942, which is right here. This candle popped back up. I grabbed it right here. When I say under 454.50, which is, where did I get that number from? 454.50. I got the right day, first of all. Second, yeah. Why did I get that number? 454.50. It must have been over here. Yeah, maybe I got it from over here, right in this area. But yeah, when you have these areas that I'm looking at, I mean, I get those areas because if it goes straight down, at open, but when it pops up and then it starts to drop, I readjust my position, my area where I'm going to grab it. Because it popped up right here and it came back down, I grabbed the open range breakdown of the first 10-minute candle. So I'll blow it up a little more. So when it broke below this area right here, 455, this is where I grabbed it. I grabbed the 455, puts it at $1.54. And then went from 154 to 220 in that little play right there. Then I ended up grabbing, I think I played the rejection a lot. I got the 455 puts again at $1.80. Actually, what was the timestamp? 10:18. Right here, I grabbed it. Yeah, we got this move right here, popped back out, rejected the 20 EMA. I grabbed it again right in here. And this time I paid $1.80, and they went from $1.80 to 249. So in that little drop right there. Then it did the same thing right here. I grabbed it again at this time I grabbed SPX at 1058, which is this candle right here. You can see it dropped, came back to the 20 EMA, and dropped back to the 20 EMA, and I grabbed it again. And I grabbed the 4520 puts at $3. At $3 even. And they went from $3 to $6.20 right there. And then I tried to grab it again. I should have known better after 3 tries that it's going to go and it's going to break the third time. So I did grab it right here at 11.55. The 4520 puts at $3 again, and it just ripped. I had to stop out, but they never went green, obviously. But yeah, I stopped out of that one. I shouldn't have grabbed that right there. I should have realized, okay, I tested it once, twice, third time it's going to break it. The more it tests, the more likely it's going to break. So I did grab SPX calls at 317, which is right in this candle right here. Right when it broke out, yeah, right here, I grabbed it. It's been doing this, it dropped a little bit and it popped a little bit, but it was a little fake out. But because it's so at the money, they go really, really well, even if it's a tiny bit. So the 4,600 calls I had at $2.10 went from 210 to 360, just in this little move right here, just in this 450, 750 to 458. And that 50-cent move, it goes almost $1.50 on that. So it doesn't take much, especially if you're at the money on SPX. They can move quite a bit. But if you're on the wrong side of it, you can take a massive hit. So I got to be careful with SPX. It has a lot of good plays, but it can be just as dangerous if you're on the wrong side of it. So Thursday, not great of a day. Took 2 losses and 2 wins, so I don't usually have 2 losses in a row. It's very rare. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it does. But I took Microsoft calls at 939 with the intention. Microsoft calls over 311. SPY puts under 450 is what I said in the trade ideas room. 311 is right here, pre-market high, but because I think I grabbed it just a tad bit early in anticipation of it gonna break, then it flushed and I stopped out, and then it ripped back up. And I think they did turn green. A couple people in the room, I remember saying that they held through and they did turn green and they did make money on that. I just did not. So I was a little annoyed with that. Then this Microsoft took a crap all day long. And then I went to SPY, took SPY puts at 947, which is right 947. I took it right in here. Probably took it right around in here somewhere. I could blow it up in the 3-minute or even the 1-minute. Let's see. I never use the 1-minute. I'm just doing this for educational reasons. Okay, let's blow this up right here. Okay, 930, 947. I took it in this candle right here, and I grabbed the 449 puts at 259, and they dropped a little bit right in here. But yeah, I grabbed it right here, and they went from 259 to 293. I remember that I had massive position on this, so I could make up for my Microsoft loss. So that ended up being a nice little play, not much. Then I ended up taking SPY puts again, and this one I took as a loss. I grabbed it at 10:08. Make sure I have the right day. 10:08, which is right here. Took it at the double top. 10:08. Oh, I think I took it right here at the 20 EMA. This is right where I took it, right in here, right the rejection of the 20 EMA. I grabbed it too prematurely. I do remember that, and then it chopped. Then I remembered stopping out up here, and then it flushed. I took an unnecessary loss. I shouldn't have had to take that loss. I should have just stuck with it, trusted my instincts, and not stop out. And I stopped out prematurely, and that ended up being a loss. So I had I paid $240 for the 449 puts, and I stopped out at 148, and that ended up being a nice little winner too. So, but I did end up grabbing them again at 239, which is right here, right there. A little bear flag right here, chopping right underneath the 20 EMA, which is the blue line. Then when it started to come down, this is where I grabbed it. The 449 puts I got at 268, and it went to 394 if you held all the way through. So that was a nice little play right there. I'm not going to complain at all on that. So I think that was a day I was just slightly red. I mean, like barely, like a couple $100. I was not. I just had not having a good day that day. So then I just had a terrible day with my challenge on Friday. I just kept over traded. I just should have not done that, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. But on Friday I took Microsoft calls. Let's see, what I say in the trade ideas room: PayPal calls over 126, Microsoft calls over 303, SPY puts under 444. And I took the 305 Microsoft calls at 941 right here. And they went from $1.20 to 285 in that little push. So that was a nice little play. Then I ended up playing SPX the rest of the day. Okay, SPX. Okay, so I ended up playing SPX 440.30 puts at $3 at 930, 928, 928. I think it was right here. Yeah, right here. Popped back up, got it right here. And the 44.30 puts I got at $3 went from $3 to $10.50 right there, and that drop right there. Then I ended up grabbing them again. The 444.30 puts at 285 at 1204, which is right here, and this is where I caught the drop right there, and they went from 285 to 340. Not that much of a play, just a little bit. Then I ended up switching to calls at wait a minute. Yeah, that was puts at 1204. Then I switched to calls at 1220, which is right here. I switched to the 4530 calls at $2.80 right here at 220 in this candle right here. And they went from 280 to 680 in this little push. 280 to 680. Must have been, did I get the right day? Yeah, I got the right day, right? Yeah, the 4th. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It went from, I get what I did. I grabbed it right here, 280 to 680 right here. Then I shorted right here at the double top. Let me see, what was the timestamp of that? 11:52, which is right 12:52, sorry. Right here in this candle. Yeah, I stopped out. I got puts right here on the double top that it ripped, so I had to take a loss on that. would have never recovered. So I had him at 280. 280 and I stopped out at 80 cents. So yeah, I took a loss on that because I really thought, because I had the calls right here. Now if I just stayed in the calls, I don't know what they were up here, but they were probably 20 something dollars, if not 30. But I didn't really check. But yeah, right here they went from 280 to 680. Then I thought we were gonna get a double top right here and reject, and I shouldn't have done that. Another loss I didn't really need to take. So yeah, I missed out on that one. Then I ended up taking it at puts at 234, which was right. No, calls 234. Oh yeah, I remember this because I watched this drop, and this is what's been happening. They drop it, then they rip it back up. So I grabbed the 45, 40 calls at 265 at 234, which is this candle right here. I got the breakout. So the 265, if he held all the way through, went from 265 to 980. So that was a nice little squeeze in the close, and then they just dumped it the last minute. So last 10 minutes was it? Last 20 minutes right here. So yeah, we caught this right here in that little move. So yeah, I did. This is with the I should have never taken puts right here, but there's a couple plays I did this week I shouldn't have taken. I would have had less loss. I need to be more patient and wait for better opportunities and not take so much risks on some of these plays. I should have waited on this, waited for confirmation of something that I was coming down. This was a huge, strong candle right there. So yeah, so that's going to do it for the weekly recap. I hope this has helped you understand why I did what I did, and hope to see you in the room. Thank you for watching.